Hey everyone, I welcome you to the complete computer networking course on WebAppGameProgramHacker. I am Devish Garg and I will be telling you all the things related to computer networking. So basically what we're going to study is how you can define a computer network, what is a computer network, how you can classify them according to different bases, and then we'll study about clients and servers, data packets, IP addresses, what are IP addresses, reserved IP addresses, NAT, DNS, ports and services, protocols, TCP/IP model, OSI model, different protocols like UDP, Telnet, etc., proxy and VPN, etc. Now, after this, we'll first come to the topic that what is a computer network basically. You may have listened a lot of times in real life, like when you are using a computer, that I'm not connected to the network, I'm having a issue connecting to the internet or the network. So what is that? So basically a computer network is a connection of two or more computer devices, and when they can do some work, for example they can resource share their resources, share files, they can communicate, they have financial benefits to the user, etc., then it is called a computer network. So basically the connection of two or more computer devices such as mobile phones, computers, PCs, laptops, printers, etc., connect to each other so that they can do these works which are listed here: resource sharing, file sharing, better communication, and financial benefits are there to the user, then it is called a computer network. So basically, what are these four uses of the computer network when you form a computer network between a printer, your phone, and a laptop? So basically, this is the printer, this is connected to the laptop, and this is also connected to the mobile phone. So what will happen? Your mobile phone can also give a command to the printer to print something, as well as the laptop can also give the command to print something. So both the things are there. You need not to have two printers for each device different separately. You can just use this a single printer with both the laptop and the mobile. So that is a financial benefit. Next, you can share resources. For example, laptop and mobile are also connected to each other, then they will be able to share files via Bluetooth, via Wi-Fi, direct Wi-Fi. You can also do that via WhatsApp or Google Drive, etc. So these can share resources as well as you can communicate in each of them via WhatsApp, SMS, or any other platform which you can which you want to use. For example, you can have a call via Skype, etc. So this is basically communication, file sharing, resource sharing, and better communication, as well as the financial benefits to the user. Next, I have that these two devices or more than two devices can be connected via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi hotspot to form a computer network. Next, what is how the computer networks are made? By what devices are these made? So what are the devices which can form a computer network? Not each device can form a computer network. That is not possible. So each of the device, as it can't form a computer network, there are some different technologies by which a computer network is formed, which are called nodes. So basically, there are some types of devices which can connect to the computer network. For example, devices. First of all, network devices are the ones which provide you the network or provide you the network connectivity for two computer devices. For example, you have routers, firewalls, switches, hubs, etc. So these connect to the computer network to form a computer network of two devices which have to connect but can't connect because they don't have that particular network technology which is being provided by the switch or hub or firewall or router. Next, we have communicating devices. In the communicating devices, we have computers, PCs, laptops, tablets, phones, smartphones, printers, etc. These devices can connect to each other because they have the connectivity technology like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB cables, etc. That is why they are able to connect. If they don't have these, then you will have to use network devices to do that. So next we have other devices. So other devices, any device which has connectivity technology can make a computer network with other device which has a computer connectivity technology, just like the one which is being used in the other mobile phone or other computer device. Next, we have how we can classify the computer networks. So you may have listened that I'm in Wikipedia. If you have served Wikipedia, then you may have listened about these WAN, MAN, or LAN if you're doing some computer networking course or computer networking work. Now, how you classify the computer networks? So there are two bases of classification. One is the geographical coverage or the setup cost and time, and the second is accessibility, how you can assess that. So first of all, we'll study about geographical coverage, how much geographical coverage is done by a single type of computer network, and how much setup cost and time as management is required. So first of all, we have the first type, which is local area network, and by the name you will be able to guess what is the LAN or local area network. This basically means that it is a small area network. For example, if you are in a room or in a home, then if your phone is kept here and this is second room and your laptop is here, so if these both are connected via some connectivity technology like Wi-Fi, then this will be a LAN or LAN, you can say, or local area network, because these two devices are connected in a range of a home or a building. So these two are connected via LAN. So this was a local area network. So what are the features? So it has a high speed connectivity because of less distance. So distance and connectivity speed are inversely proportional to each other. In physics also, you may have seen that speed is not directly proportional but inversely proportional to distance. In the same way, in this thing also, the distance is inversely proportional to speed. So now next is less setup cost. So for example, you have this mobile and this mobile, they are both connected. For example, this has provided the hotspot and this has taken the Wi-Fi. So both are connected via Wi-Fi and hotspot. So this will create a computer network, and this will have no cost because you don't have to buy anything extra like another device, another network device to connect both of these. And the less setup time, you just need a minute to turn on the hotspot from here and turn on the Wi-Fi from here. So this will decrease the setup cost as well as the time a lot. It has less management cost. For example, if your phone hotspot is not working, you just click the hotspot button two times so that you can turn it off and then turn it on, and you can just connect to the Wi-Fi again. And if the problem is not solved, then you can just fix the issue with the Wi-Fi provider or the ISP or internet service provider, which is providing you the hotspot from their towers. Next is you can also have wireless connectivity. You need not to have any wire like USB cable or HDMI cable or etc. to do these works. So wireless connectivity is a major advantage here. So next we have an example which is a Wi-Fi in your home. You just have to get a setup box and all your work will be done within seconds. Next we have the MAN or MAN, so Metropolitan Area Network. Now what is Metropolitan Area Network? Those who are living in huge cities like Tokyo or New York, they may know the meaning of metropolitan because they are themselves living in metropolitan cities. So basically, MAN or Metropolitan Area Networks are computer networks which are limited to a small to big city. For example, from Vatican City to Tokyo, because from Vatican City is a very small city, but still they need a metropolitan area network because it does not have the area of just a single home. So this is an upgrade from a home to a city or even from cities. So if there are two or more small cities, then they will be included in here. So for example, Tokyo, New York, Vatican City, etc. are some cities which are included in the metropolitan area network, as well as Indian countries or South African countries. They have some cities which are having metropolitan area networks because they have large networks. Next we have that these the features of these. So they cover more area than land. So they have a more geographical coverage than land. So if the land is limited to here, the man will be limited to this much size. They have lesser speed than land because obviously I told you that distance is inversely proportional to speed, and then that is why if the distance increases, the speed will decrease automatically. So if you are living in this corner of the city and you're providing hotspot to this corner of the city of Tokyo, then it won't be possible to communicate if you are providing that hotspot from one end to the other end of the city. So this has a more cost of setup than LAN, because you have to get Wi-Fi towers which is providing the connection, for example, from here to here, then from here to here. So this will require some setup cost as a setup time. This is harder to manage. For example, if your phone is not working, then you must see to it that your phone is working, then only the thing will be possible, the computer network will be possible to make. If it is not working, then it can be a fault in the Wi-Fi tower, it can be fault in others phone, etc. So there are different reasons by which you are not able to communicate. So an example is that network of CCTV spread across city or cities which is being controlled by the police departments. So you may have seen that there are CCTV cameras on various poles or various traffic lights which are being controlled by the police department. So these CCTVs are spread all across the city so that the police department can have a control over the traffic, as well as they can maintain the rules and regulations of the road. Next we have WAN, wide area network. With the name you can understand that a wide area network will cover more area than MAN as well as LAN, because those are smaller names, smaller work, as well as smaller geographical coverage. So basically WAN is a computer network which covers countries as well as continents. So this will cover a lot of area, not just a single city or a single home or a single building. This will cover a lot of area. So these are made of LANs and MANs. So this is a combination of LANs and MANs. So you have a lot of LANs and WANs connected to each other, which are connected to other LANs and WANs connected, and then they form all the wide area network. So that communication, file sharing, resource sharing is possible. So now these have very low speed connectivity, but nowadays as the technologies are very high, very advanced, this speed is getting a lot more than expected. For example, 1 Gbps or 10 Gbps, like this. So this is a very big advantage that the technology is being developed and being on a very high scale these days. So this has a lot of setup cost, because you need very lot of LANs and MANs, a lot of towers, etc., as well as setup time and more management cost and more management to be done. Next is large area covered. So this is the advantage here, and examples are telecom operators, satellite communication and internet. So these are some examples of the WAN or WAN. Now I come to the next thing, which is a small summary of the area covered by each of the network, which is LAN, MAN and WAN. So in the LAN, a home or office is being covered. In the MAN, a city is being covered. But in a WAN, a state, continent or even a country. So state, country or even a continent is being covered, and this is a lot of area. Next, I come to the topic, the second basis of second basis of classification. So the second basis of classification is the accessibility, how you can assess that network, if it is public, if it is private, if you are able to access it or not, if it is just a single thing which is not a large thing or large computer network. So this will be included in this type. So a computer network which is private to you only, for example, you have a connection between printer and mobile. Only your mobile will be able to send a printing request to your printer. It can't be possible that the neighbor's mobile is sending a printing request to this printer. So this is just private to two devices and it is not public to all. So this is an internal network, so which is private to you or your devices only. So this network can be accessed only with a password or the password of the router. But in the external networks, you can access other connected devices from other devices. For example, the internet, you can connect to anyone which is connected to the internet because it is public. So that was all for this whole video. If you did not understand, please repeat and leave your questions in the comments.